Hello, my name is Ellen Thomas. I am the Command Legalman, and today we're here to talk about SITREP reporting.
Good morning. My name is Senior Chief Pierre Louise, and I am here to answer everyone's questions on SITREP reporting.
Okay, so let's get straight to it, Senior. So, what is a SITREP?
A SITREP is a special incident reporting tool that we use to provide senior level leadership with information on an incident requiring immediate attention.
Okay, and what are the different types of SITREPs?
The different type of SITREPs is an OPREP 3 Pinnacle, an OPREP 3 Navy Blue, and an OPREP 3 Unit SITREP.
So, of the three that you've mentioned, can you talk a little bit about each one and why you would use that type of a report?
Absolutely. So the OPREP 3 Pinnacle is the report that you would use in an incident that will attract national level interest. And this requires immediate attention from the Secretary of Defense and the Chairman of the Joint Chief of Staff. These type of incidents are incidents that involve hijacking, asylum incidents, and an incident of a major military missile or ordnance incident. So your OPREP 3 Navy Blue is a major incident that will require immediate attention and requires attention from the CNO. And for example of that type of incident is like murder, rape, armed robbery, kidnapping, and carjacking. And then you have the OPREP 3 Unit SITREP. That's an incident of domestic violence or abuse, child abuse, DUI, or suicide-related behavior incident.
Okay, and what type of access is needed in order to draft a SITREP?
So there are two type of accesses that we typically use to draft and release SITREPs. One is Navy NICE, OIS, and then Navy NTIRA, NTIRA. And those are the two tools that we typically use to draft and release SITREPs.
And who can get that access?
So anybody can apply for those accesses. However, most of the people that will need those accesses are your CDOs, your Battle Watch standards, or whoever the CO would say require those accesses.
Okay. And then who can release it?
So those individuals that I mentioned already are people that will be able to draft and release messages. However, the XO or the CO will be the one who tells them the report is ready for release.
So, Senior, can we go over some scenarios and you tell me the type of SITREP that will be used?
Absolutely.
Okay. Command is notified that a sailor at the command has posted classified/critical intelligence on social media. What type of report should be used?
So in an instance where you have a service member posting critical/classified material on Navy Times, that type of incident would warrant OPREP 3 Navy Pinnacle. And the reason for that is that it is something that would require national type interest, as well as the Secretary of Defense and the Chairman of the Joint Chief of Staff information. Because of that type of platform, it reaches multiple layers of people. It goes worldwide, so they would need to try to mitigate as much damages as they can, as well as try to triage that situation as fast as they can.
There's a military member who lives with their spouse. She and her spouse has been arrested for selling drugs out of their house. Local media is involved. What kind of SITREP do we use for that?
So in that instance where you have a military member that has been arrested, and her spouse have been arrested for selling drugs out of their home, because local media is involved, we would typically do a OPREP Navy 3 Navy Blue on that situation, and that report will go to the CNO and naval officials, like senior naval officials. And we do that type of report only to make sure that if it gets to the higher level, we can kind of make sure that they have that information to kind of be on standby if something else comes of it. But that type of situation would be a Navy Blue.
Okay. And I've got one more. So let's say there is a meal-to-meal situation. There is an assault on the spouse, one spouse on another. One of the spouses is hospitalized, the other one is arrested. If one of the spouses doesn't want to press any charges, they come to work the next day, but the member has to notify the chain of command that they were arrested. But the other one doesn't want to press charges. What type of SITREP will be done for that, if any?
So regardless of whether the member wants to press charges or not, because the member was hospitalized and the police was called, that becomes a domestic violence type issue. So that would be a Navy unit SITREP. And with that, we would contact the ISIC for the voice report and everything else. And that's typically done within 5 minutes. And other resources would be provided to that member as well, which is FAP resources. And then in situations like that, a lot of times you won't have all the information right up front. So we would, in most cases, would wait until we get all the information rather than to shoot a SITREP out with erroneous information or without all the information we would need that's required for that type of SITREP.
If a member is only accused of something, nothing's proven yet, it's just an investigation, does a SITREP go in for that?
Yes, so in instance where a member is being accused, we would use the verbiage alleged, vice, accused, just to, say that, safeguard the members, we don't want to prove them guilty. So we will always use that as a caveat until the member is either proven guilty or not guilty. And then a lot of times we'll end up issuing follow-up SITREPs and final SITREPs based on how that process is adjudicated. So there's a couple things that I would like to cover. One of them is that people don't take into consideration that if a member has perished or is very ill, that we still need to send out a unit SITREP if that member is in a position where they may not live within 72 hours. What that does is activate certain benefits, which includes a bedside CAICO. But you as the CDO or the legalman may be the ones that's telling your CO that these members are required or they are entitled to those benefits. Another big thing that a lot of people don't know about is that if a service member has a wife that is past 5 months gestation and that baby is stillborn, they are entitled to SGLI, family SGLI benefits. But what we need to do as most of the commands is making sure that that member gets family SGLI. So we need to do a PCR and make sure that member gets that PCR.
I hope that you have gained some information that was helpful to you. I know I learned a lot, and we will provide all the information that you need at the end.
Again, we appreciate you guys, going through this training with us. Please use the resources, again, that we provided, and if you do, you'll be very successful in your SITREP reporting future.